So can Cooper Rush bring success to the Cowboys in Dak Prescott's absence? Did Tua Tagovailoa silence his critics? And did the San Francisco 49ers throw Trey Lance out of the frying pan and into the fire a little bit too soon? Well, we're going to try to find the answers to those questions and many more as we get ready to preview week 3 of our Fantasy League and our NFL action. Coming up tonight, it's Fantasy Football Fever starting right now. Hey, how goes it, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Football Fever. It is September 20th, 2022. It's great to have you all with us, joining us on YouTube and on Twitch, wherever you are, however you may be watching. Y'all give us a shout out. If you got any fantasy questions, just ask us, and maybe one of our experts here may be able to answer that question. Of course, I've got the main brand of sports.
Don't ask Adam Rank.
Okay. We will remember it. We'll take a note of that. Do not ask Adam Rank. Okay.
You can ask. Feel free. You can even ask. You can ask Cynthia or Kimmy Checks. They're fine.
Okay.
Marcus Grant. Those are fine people, but not Rank.
Anyway.
Adam Shine.
Oh yeah, him too. He's good.
All right, we got our commissioner down below here, Mr. John Natale. How you doing, sir?
Excellent. Feel great after I could breathe after that win. I had a pretty intense last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I survived the disaster.
You and this guy right here can feel a little bit happy. Of course, this is Mr. John Flynn, the host of Hooked on Sports.
Giants 2-0. I'm 2-0 both my leagues. Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback so far. I have him in one of my leagues. I have the number 2 running back. I have the number 1 wide receiver. The number 1 tight end. Things are just beautiful.
Well, I'm coming for you. We're facing each other.
I mean,
and we have the 2 highest projected totals for the week. And
yes, we are going to be getting into that in a few moments. I mean, who could have thought that in the NFC East, the New York Giants and those damn filthy Philadelphia Chickens would be tied atop the division at 2-0? I mean, who would have thought that?
Yeah, but
First time since 2016 for the Giants, I believe.
Yeah, and another thing too, the culture. I mean, coaching matters. Coaching matters. Can the Raiders learn what it means when we say coaching matters? I mean, I destroyed the Raiders on the critically acclaimed Hooked on Sports podcast today for hiring a Belichick assistant. I mean, is Mark Davis awake? Does Mark Davis know exactly what's going on? Because the Raiders are 0-2 in the division that features Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Yeah. I mean, there were Raiders fans that destroyed me. So when I said the Raiders were the 4th best team, well, they have the 4th best coach in the division. Well, I can hold off on that thought because Broncos fans are going through the Nathaniel Hackett experience, and then they have the 4th best quarterback. They have the 4th best defense. Yeah, I remember saying on this podcast, I think back in March when we were going through all the free agency stuff, that the Raiders had a golden opportunity to trade Derek Carr when his value was at an all-time high. So he single-handedly led the Raiders, a team that saw their head coach fired because of revelations deeming him a racist. So the Henry Ruggs incident, and the Raiders went on that ugly losing streak in November last year, and yet the Raiders were at 6-7, and Derek Carr led them to the playoffs. That was the time to trade Derek Carr. I think Dave Ziegler is saying right now, I think the Raiders are regretting not listening to the critically acclaimed Hooked on Sports podcast, and as a result, they're one of the 5 teams that start 0-2. And in case you forgot, since 2019, 27 teams have started the season 0-2. None have made the playoffs.
I put them at 5-12. I could be right.
I put them at 8-9 because and one of the 8 wins was against the Cardinals. I should have known better, but I didn't think they were gonna blow a 20-0 halftime lead and a 23-7 fourth quarter lead. But credit Kyler Murray, but Josh McDaniels was never the answer for the Las Vegas Raiders.
No, we got someone who's saying hello. We got Tim's friends, Brandy, saying hello to everybody.
Yes, I got my friend in Oklahoma, Brandy. How you doing, girl? Nice to see ya. Nice to see ya. Tell the hubby I said hello, would you? All right, thanks for joining us. Call your friends, call your neighbors, get them all together. We're talking good stuff tonight. Well, anyway, speaking of our fantasy matchups, let's go ahead and share my screen and share last week's results with me. Oh my gosh, I think it came down to
it came down
for me.
Yeah, between you and Nick Dennison. How about Nick Dennison? He's 2-0. He's 2-0 just like I am.
And he forgot to swap Pittman. He played shorthanded too.
So yeah, he was without Michael Pittman, and he found a way to win. And also by Tua, bravo.
Yeah. Look at that. Nick's got 50.86 points from Tua time. Unbelievable.
So you have 6 touchdowns. Oh, well, also listen. So Natal, remember when we had that debate about how many points we should award a passing touchdown? So because I argued 4, you argued 6. So
right.
Nick would have lost if you went with my suggestion.
Oh wow! Who knew?
It would have been 12 fewer points for him, and Tim would have won by 2 points. So,
were Tim's quarterback out in more points too, though?
No, Russell Wilson only threw 1 touchdown. Tua threw 6. So it would have been 2 points fewer for each touchdown.
I thought I did do 4.
Yeah, no, you did 6. I was okay with it, and
no, I changed it.
Oh,
I changed. I did your suggestion, the custom setting, 4 points.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a talk for another day. But the bottom line, Tua Tagovailoa carried Nick Dennison to a 2-0 start, and he's one of 3 people in our league that started 2-0.
Yep. Old Nick, he got me by a score of 128.26 to 120.66.
Nick improved a lot from last season.
Oh yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, he's been good. We were in a private chat on Messenger, and he was quite nervous going into the draft, but I thought he had a really strong draft, and he just needed some production from the quarterback, and Irene gave it to him in the form of Tua Tagovailoa, and Irene also won this week.
Yep.
Yes, she did. She took down what was it, Casey?
I believe it's Casey, yeah.
So far, neither one of them won nor lost the trade, so they broke even, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much broke even there. 161.6 to 120.36. Irene took that one. And by the way, we do want to say that tomorrow just happens to be Irene's birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to Irene. I was expecting her to be on the show tonight, but well, maybe she'll be on later, but for now. Anyway.
Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play, like Julio with them.
We have to do that. We have to do that for Irene. So happy birthday, Irene. We have the Dino Blasters going down to Debo time.
Yeah, I changed my team name.
It's Natalie.
Oh, so it's Debo time. 156.08 to 139.48. We had Lamar the Merrier. Of course,
that's me. Most points.
2-0.
most points in the league 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was pretty much a. Oh, I guess this would have to be the bigger blowout right here.
It's one. Yeah, it's 145, 98. That's like
47 points.
48, and mine is closer to over 50.
So that'd be a biggest blowout. Woo!
Yeah, but Andrew would have won. I thought he had a very good week, just not. But I mean, I had Lamar Jackson. He had 48 points. Stephon Diggs blew off on me. I was a little nervous going into last night because he had Justin Jefferson, but great job by Darius Slay holding him in check, and as the Eagles went to 2-0. And then. Yep. So one night. I mean, I remember a few times. So I got to 200 points. In our leagues, but I was very close.
So
yeah, you would have had the 200 if we played under the old format.
Yeah, no question about it. No question about it, John.
Yeah.
So
I got very fortunate despite Dalvin Cook throwing a goose egg.
So for a second, it's Alex. It's Alex Putnam, John Flynn, Alex Putnam, John Flynn, and Nick Dennison all at 2-0.
Yeah. And also you got to mention that Putnam beat Adam Oliver. Adam Oliver is 0-2. You're 0-2, and Andrew St. Clair is 0-2.
Yeah, that's a surprise. He's having a down.
I mean, Andrew had tough draws each of the last 2 weeks. So
yeah. So as we go ahead, I want to take a look ahead to week 3 right now. I think the screen should be, screen is update. I've got Dino with his Dynamite Blasters, and right now he is projected at 134.8. I'm at 126.4. I think I got a few changes I need to make on my team, so see what happens here. Right now, Flynn, you're projected at 151.2, going up against Mr. Natali, 145.5. So I'm going to keep. I gotta keep my eye on this matchup here as well as
absolutely.
Yeah, as well as our NFL matchup, which of course we'll be talking about in a few minutes.
I mean, if our league had a version of Game of the Week, that's it.
That would be.
I mean, we have the 2 highest projected totals. And it's by a colossal margin. I mean, you have a lot of people. Most of you are in the 120s. So, but both of us have really high numbers this week.
That's a good matchup. Samuel versus Diggs. That's a pretty good matchup.
It's a hard. Let's. Is it hold on? I want go to our matchup in our in our league a bit between us. So if you click on matchup at the far right,
let's go ahead.
I want. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I played a little swapping. With the highest numbers for me, like possible, you'd still be up by 2. If I kept to the highest possible.
Yeah, I mean, I had a tough decision because it came to my wide receiver position. So obviously I'm starting Diggs. He is my wide receiver 1 this week, and then I was stuck because I have 3 receivers that are projected with a similar amount, but because I have Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson, and Christian Kirk, who is quite but
if this thing will come up.
Yeah, I got a tough decision too. My bench is very stacked.
Yeah. Here we go.
I think we'll get it in here right now.
Yeah, I'm considering starting James Robinson, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, you got Dalvin Cook going up against the Lions. You got Antonio Gibson going up against Philadelphia. That
one scares me a bit.
I mean, this is a tremendous matchup. I mean, Stephon Diggs and Christian Kirk versus Deebo Samuel and AJ Brown, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm gonna Yeah, he's gonna give me.
This
He,
ought to
he's
be
gonna
interesting.
get.
Travis Kelce against Zach Ertz.
That was my sneaky pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I knew he was gonna have the breakout.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's gonna give me a lot of headaches on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to one of my friends, I knew I was gonna regret not drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What'd I tell you? It was so far.
I knew I wanted to draft him, but I was stuck with a hard decision, and
yeah,
and there's that. We obviously have great linebackers as well, Fred Warner and Roquan Smith. We have the 49ers and Broncos are going up against one another. So the defense.
And check out our benches. I think we have stacked benches too.
I can't start Tony Pollard against the Giants. I mean, he had a nice week last week. I mean, the way the Giants been able to stop the run last 2 weeks with Wink Martindale and look, Leonard Williams is unlikely going to be available, which is more promising. But I would have to imagine the Cowboys are gonna try and win the game on the ground.
Yeah. Look who I snagged last week. He might be useful later on.
It's DeAndre Hopkins suspended, but
no, I mean not that one. Chris Godwin. He might be useful later on.
I was impressed Tampa won without him on Sunday. I mean that was one of the reasons why I picked against Tampa was because of the injuries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I picked him up because I had two defenses. I had nothing to lose by picking him up.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to be keeping my eye on this particular matchup all throughout the weekend.
Yes, so now we can go back to the scoreboard.
Because we'll go back to the scoreboard, check up the lineups, and
for the rest of them. But this is the matchup of the season so far, no question about it.
Yep.
Okay, wrong screen. I hit the wrong screen. I don't like the way this laptop is working for me right now. So y'all out there just hang tight with us. We're going to get you back to the correct screen and get the rest of the previews for our fantasy matchups.
Yeah, okay. My mic froze. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay.
Meanwhile,
you're good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while Tim is getting this ready, I think one team we're kind of compelled to. So we obviously talk about the Raiders starting 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something worth a discussion. The Bengals Cowboys was one of the considerations. I mean, if we had a podcast last week, and we apologize for not doing one last week. That was one of my considerations for lock of the week. Yeah, but
people considering the Bengals over the Cowboys.
Yeah. So and speaking of lock of the week, I do have an interesting lock of the week, which I'll tell you about later.
All right, sorry. All right, let's get to the rest of the line of the matchups here. We got Nick going up against Casey, and right now the projected totals is almost darn near even. Casey 123.3. Nick is 122.2.
Just a hair over one.
That's just a hair over one right now, but of course there's a couple of days to make any changes if necessary. We got Adam going up against Irene here, and right now Irene has the edge 133.9 to 129.6.
Yeah, Adam needs to win to avoid an 0-3 start. I mean,
right? Yeah, nobody likes to go 0-3. I hope I don't go 0-3.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I got Dino right now. He's a slight edge over me, almost 8 points right there. And then down here we got Alex going up against Andrew, and right now Alex has 143.6 with Andrew at 139.7. So basically, that is basically our matchups for the coming week as far as our fantasy leagues are concerned. Before we get into the NFL matchups, Flynn, I wanted you get your report on this. Of course, it happened last night during the game. I think it was either last night. It was Mike Evans' one-game suspension. Yeah, he got a little too physical with someone. So
it's like trying to face your it's like going up against your ex. In a way where you have really deep sentiments towards your ex. I just came off watching my show where there was a brutal rough breakup. And for those of you who are just watching, it's The Bachelorette, but Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore, they showed they have no love lost between the two of them. It's Marshawn Lattimore has been going at it against Tampa for the last few years. We saw it in 2017 when Jameis Winston was still at the Bucs and Mike Evans was a teammate and Lattimore did things and all of that, but it was also kind of interesting what Tom Brady said on the Let's Go podcast on SiriusXM last night, that he never would have suspended Mike Evans for one game. Well, in a related story, he's 45 years old, and in a related story, he's off tomorrow because it's a Wednesday. Mike Evans had to be suspended for one game. He instigated the whole thing. It was just reckless. It was inexcusable, inexplicable, and so it's gonna be a challenge for Tom Brady going up against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. So with a compromised offensive line without his top two wide receivers, is this going to be the opportunity for Julio Jones to be a waiver wire option if he's available in some fantasy league somewhere? Does somebody that desperately needs a win and needs help at the wide receiver position need someone like Julio Jones or Russell Gage? I think you need to consider not only picking up Mike Evans Julio Jones if he's available, but I think you're probably gonna have to start him because he's gonna get the workload against Joe Barry's defense of the Green Bay Packers, but you can make a case though, however, that two of the three best defenses in the NFC are going head to head in the Green Bay Tampa Bay matchup. That to me is one of the games of the week, if not the game of the week in the NFL. And of course, Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen will have the call on Fox on Sunday with that one.
Yep. I think Julio Jones should be taken into very high consideration for any of you fantasy players out there who had Mike Evans on your fantasy league. Just go ahead and bench him. Just pick up Julio Jones and fill his spot. Just something to think about, or as Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go, Well, anyway, let's we can go ahead and clear that out. Why don't we go into our week 3 NFL schedules? Let me go ahead and get that one thing up here. Okay, where is it? Oh, it's right there. Hold up. Let me. No. Don't want that one. I want this one. I'm doing this share screen for all of you people.
We have a graphic. Yeah.
Yes, it's coming up.
Yeah.
All y'all watching on Facebook and Twitch, there you go, right here. We are going to start Thursday Night Football on Prime Video.
Is the tower still here?
Football, Prime Video. He may have stepped away. I don't know.
Yeah, but the tower said he's still here, but I think it's worth noting where we are in the standings so
can you guys
far.
Hear me?
So, yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I think it's worth noting where we are in terms of how we did the first 2 weeks. So we were not here last week, but overall on the season, in terms of straight up, I am 20, 11, and 1 on the season. Tim and Natalie are both 17, 14, and 1 straight up. And against the spread, I went 9 and 7 last week, so I'm 18 and 14 overall. Tim went 9 and 7 last week. He's now 17 and 15 overall. Natalie, of course, failed on a lot of instances. He's now went 6 and 10 against the spread last week. So he's now 15 and 17 overall in the season. He's 2 games behind Tim and 3 games behind me. So without any further ado, Tim, let's get us started.
Let's get started. Thursday Night Football, Prime Video. You got a big AFC North matchup. The Pittsburgh Steelers are heading into Cleveland to take on the Browns. As you can see plainly right there on the graphic, the Browns are picked by 4.5. Flynn, go.
I hate these lines this week, which means Vegas did a pretty good job. So with these spreads, and I mean there was some I just had a really hard time picking, but it's a division game. The Browns inexcusably blew a 37-10 lead against the Jets. It's a young and inexperienced team, and this is a compelling matchup. A lot of it's going to depend on what the Steelers do at the quarterback position. There were calls at Acrisure Stadium, as I say now, to bring in Kenny Pickett and start him. Now, obviously, Mitchell Trubisky was the guy that needed to start Week 1 against the Bengals because he was the veteran and he was going up against the Bengals defense that had a great pass rush. So, but Mitch Trubisky starting against Jacoby Brissett and the Browns not playing fundamentally sound football. I'm gonna get killed for this. I'm taking the Steelers with the points, but I'm gonna take the points with the Steelers. I think the Browns are gonna win this game by a field goal, 23-20 over the Steelers.
Okay, so 23-20. Flynn says over the Browns over the Steelers. He believes the Steelers will cover. Natalie, what do you say?
Are you there?
Is he?
I mean, give us your pick while we're waiting for Natalie.
Alrighty then. Well, yeah, it was pretty bad that the Brownies had to blow that lead, especially if they're on a turf with Brownie the Elf on it. That looks like something out of a old children's movie from either the 70s or the 80s. I mean,
it made no sense. I mean, what every team should do is they should have the NFL logo at the 50-yard line. You have the end zones. End zones are fine. But every team should have the NFL logo at the middle. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if you have the stadium to yourselves. Every team should have the NFL logo at midfield.
No, I will not disagree with that. I think that makes a good point right there. Oh, God, that elf. Well, anyway, I'm going to say that they're a little hungover. The Browns are after that terrible debacle they had last week. You know, I'm actually going to, let's see, let's go. I'm going 31-27. I'll take the Steelers, and I'll
upset special graphic. You're gonna do it.
You know what? I think I will.
Because that would be an upset special.
I'll be an upset special right there. I'll go ahead and take Pittsburgh there. Oh, I got to add Natalie back. I guess he went on his mobile phone this time because he usually has a little trouble with his desktop or his laptop. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I switched to mobile. You guys hear me okay?
Steelers at the Browns, Thursday Night Football. So,
You guys hear me okay?
What say you, my friend? Yeah, I got you. We got you, Natalie.
Oh, perfect. All right. I don't think I didn't get my Browns pick yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I
All
guess I was trying to talk. Yeah, because it's a very close one, but I see the spread being right on the money, so I'm gonna take the Browns 24-20.
Yeah, so you got the Steelers with the points. We all got the Steelers with the points.
Right. So for
right.
clarification, if this is successful, this means I'm correct in the spread, right?
It's yeah, so you have the Steelers with the points. I mean, yeah.
But if the Browns win, then that's a win for me, right? Basically.
It's a win straight up, yes.
Okay. No, I was talking about for the spread thing.
Yeah.
That's a win too.
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Natalie still figuring this out, but hey,
Yeah.
Flynn's giving us all the good information, so
Yeah.
it's all good right there. Let's go to Carolina. The next one you see up there, it's the Saints against the Panthers, NFC South matchup. Saints are picked by 3 on the road. Flynn, what you got?
This was honestly the toughest game of the week to pick because I don't know what Saints team is going to show up. I don't know what Panthers team is going to show up. I mean, but this is a Panthers team that's desperate for a win. That they're 0-2. That they play the Browns and the Giants competitively, and the Saints offense just looks broken. I mean, they had a garbage time touchdown at the end, but their offense was just atrocious against Tampa. They weren't able to move the ball at all. And the defense has not been good. They barely got by Atlanta, and they lost by a convincing margin to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Panthers are going to win this game, Tim. I think the Panthers have the quarterback advantage in this game. And am I crazy to say that they have the running back advantage in this game? They have the wide receiver advantage in this game. Yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers to win this game outright. They win this game 21-20, Natalie.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. I'm kind of going back and forth on this one. I don't think the Saints are going to cover the spread here. I think this is going to be actually a 7-point margin. I have the Panthers winning. I'm going completely off the mark. 27-20 over the Panthers.
All right. So we're sharing a brain on that one. Tim, are you going to make it unanimous?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous, basically for the exact same reason you did, Flynn. I mean, you can never tell which one of these teams are going to show up. I mean, which are we going to see good Saints or bad Saints against bad Panthers or good Panthers? You never can tell. And if it's got close, I mean, if you can't really tell, just go with the home team, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Panthers, and I got them to win by 3, 20-21. Give me the Panthers. All right, next we go to legendary Soldier Field, where the Bears are going to be at home against the Houston Texans. And the Bears are also picked about 3.
Yeah, if Matt Nagy was still the coach of this Bears team, I would have thrown my phone at the television. Yeah, that's how bad it was with Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. And look, the Bears lost. The Bears made it somewhat more competitive against the Packers on Sunday Night Football than years past. It's going to be a little bit different than what we've experienced in the past. I mean, I really like the hire. Matty Buffless is going to take his time to get used to managing the game. So, but this was the widest margin of victory it had for anybody this week. So you're going to call me crazy, Tim, for this. I have the Bears winning this game 24-14, and Tim, that is my lock of the week.
Oh, we got a lock here from Mr. Flynn. Let's go ahead and look that up for him. Flynn's lock of the week right there. He's got the Bears over the Texans. So, Mr. Natale, how do you respond?
Yeah, this one's kind of my toilet bowl game. I don't see too many points being scored here, but one team is clearly going to score just barely over a touchdown. this is going to be a 2-score game, so I'm definitely going well beyond. But I'm definitely taking the Bears 17-7.
Oh, that's interesting. Although I'm not going to be as generous as you are, Natalie, I am going to go with the Bears at home by a score of 20-17. As I said, not going to be much action to write home about in this one, so I'm giving it to the Bears at home, 2017 over those Texans. Now we got a very interesting one going ahead here. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going on the road to Indianapolis to face the Colts, and the Chiefs are a good 6.5 point favorites.
I kept punching myself. I kept punching myself in the cheeks. Making evaluations on this game. Look, the Colts got off to the worst start, in my opinion, of any team in the NFL. Yes, they're not 0-2. They're 0-1, but they tied the Texans and they got shut out 24-0 by the Jaguars. They had nothing going. Matt Ryan was terrible. He threw 3 interceptions. His quarterback rating was under 10, and while Trevor Lawrence looked like the adult in the room, which is wild to think. Look, Michael Pittman wasn't available last week, and he made the Colts offense one-dimensional. All the signs are pointing toward he's going to play this week, which is a massive deal. And the Chiefs defense, they still have some question marks. I know they had that big pick six against Justin Herbert at the end, but the Chargers were able to move the ball up and down the field at will against them, especially in the first half. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win. Now, but better coach, better quarterback. I'll take the Chiefs to win, but I'm gonna take the points here. I'm gonna take the Colts with the points, but I'll take the Chiefs to win 34-28 over the Indianapolis Colts, sending the Colts to 0-2-1, and sending the Kansas City Chiefs to 3-0.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah, this one is actually a pretty good game. This can go either way. Yeah, I think right now the defenses are. The offenses are about equal. You're looking at. Let's see. Like it's really boils down to Travis Kelce versus Michael Pittman, who's going to have the better game. The defenses typically win games. Colts have the better defense, so. I'm actually going to... Oh, wait. Never mind. I goofed here. Ugh. Hold on. I screwed up here. Ugh. Yeah, forget everything I said there. I kind of misspoke. But I'm just going to... I'm going to take a shot here. This is going to be my first away pick. I'm going to take the Chiefs here, 31-27.
All right. So we got the Colts and the points there.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go with the Chiefs on the road. I mean, Indianapolis is not quite the fan like the team that I predicted was going to win the AFC South. But I mean, so far, after 2 games, Patrick Mahomes, I think he has proven he does not need Tyreek Hill. I mean, no cheetah, no problem. And it'll be the same thing this week. Give me the Chiefs over the Colts, 31-26.
Wait, were we unanimous on that one, or did Flynn say Colts?
I took the Colts. We all have the Colts with the points, but the Chiefs to win the game outright.
No, I meant you picked the Chiefs too?
Yeah,
as far as winning.
Yeah, 34-28 Chiefs.
Oh.
Yeah, I have it on my notepad as well.
Got it.
All right, now we got another very good matchup here. We got the Buffalo Bills against the Miami Dolphins. Oh, this is going to be a game that I'll keep my eye on. Bills are going into Miami as 5.5 point favorites, Flynn.
Yeah, this is easily the game of the 1 o'clock slate. The only matchup between unbeaten teams. And look, you can argue these have been 2 of the best offenses in the NFL are going to go head to head in the heat in South Florida on Sunday. It is going to be an absolute show. But this is a division game. I think it's going to be a little bit more defensive than people think. Everyone's thinking in the 30s with with this game, but I think the Bills defense is going to hold off a late Dolphins miracle on fourth down late. It's going to be a tremendous point event. I'm going to take the Bills to win the game 30-26. So I'll grab the points here with the Dolphins.
All right, then the tally.
Here we go. All right. Remember when we were discussing upset specials earlier?
Uh-oh.
Because yeah, think about it. I don't think the Bills are going to sweep these guys. I think they're each going to win at their respective field. So here we go. For the first time this season, give me the Dolphins, my first upset pick of the season, 30-27.
Oh,
Each team wins on their own field. Nobody sweeps anybody.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that this game can go in either direction, but Miami plus 5.5 was one of the easiest spread picks of the week, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tim, what do you got?
Well, yeah,
remind me what
definitely going to be.
Yeah. What was your score in the tally? Let me write it down.
30-27.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
30-27 fins up. Well, this is definitely going to be a game to watch in the 1 p.m. Eastern slot. Of course, Miami coming off of that huge day for Tua time. I mean, man, I mean, if this is a sign of things to come, I think Buffalo needs to be careful. But Buffalo ain't going to step down from this. I mean, I still think Buffalo could win this division, and in fact, I'm actually taking Buffalo on the road to beat Miami. It's going to be a close game, 27-24, because no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And with that, we are going to go to the NFC North division. We have the Detroit Lions heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who have a 6-point favorites on them. So Flynn, it seemed like Minnesota, I don't know what to say.
I think it's a credit to the Eagles. I mean, I think the Vikings ran into a much more oiled machine with the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be a team that's going to be in the conversation to go to the Super Bowl at the NFC East. We're going to get into that in a little bit. So, but as regards to this game, it's a 6 points in a division game is a lot, and I'm loving what I'm seeing for the Lions so far. Yes, the talent's going to come, but they got some really promising signs. Aiden Hutchinson sacked Carson Wentz 3 times. I don't get me wrong. I'm going to take the Vikings to win because I think they're going to win on the strength of Justin Jefferson, and I think he's going to go for another 150 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Lions defense. But the Lions have the number 2 offense in the NFL, and the Vikings had some holes exposed on defense last night when they were allowed more than 475 yards of offense. This is going to be a high scoring game in the dome. I'll take the Vikings to win this game 35-31 over the Lions.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah, this one I could actually go either way. The couple of Vikings players need to step up a bit. I definitely think Dalvin Cook's gonna have a bounce back game, not just because he's on my fantasy team. I'm just speaking objectively. He had a down game, so he's got a rebound. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's definitely been a bright spot for them. This is going to be very close, but I'm going to take the Vikings as well, 28-24.
I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous and take the Vikings here, although I do believe, I just got this feeling that the Lions have some real potential here to make some noise. And I'm actually going to take Detroit with the points, but I'm giving the overall victory to the Vikings. Give me the Vikings 28-26. I think this game may be closer than a lot of people are going to think.
A lot of fun games on the 1 o'clock slate this week.
Oh, yes. The next one we're going to, interesting one here. We got the Baltimore Ravens against the New England Patriots over at the Big Razor Blade. And the Ravens are 3-point favorites. So, Flynn, how do you call this?
Yeah, I think that this was the first time the Ravens really missed Wink Martindale defensively, because Mike McDonald did a terrible job coaching up that defense and allowing that 35-14 lead to evaporate that quickly. But I do think the Ravens are the better team. I think they have obviously the huge quarterback advantage. Lamar Jackson has tormented Bill Belichick his entire career. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have another big day. I expect another 30-plus point fantasy performance from him. I'll lay the 3 points with the Ravens. The Ravens win and cover. They win this game 30-24 over the Patriots.
All right, Natalia, how do you see this one?
Yeah, I think the 3 points is way too generous. I definitely think New England, they're going to lose by way more than that. So I'm very close to making this my lock of the week, but I'm probably not going to do that, because I do think it'll be a 2-score game instead of a 1-score game. So give me the Ravens 31-21.
Alrighty then, 31-21 Ravens. Well,
yeah, that 3 points is way too generous.
Yeah, I tend to agree to that. I'm going to go with the Ravens here. They will more than cover the spread. I got the Ravens 35-27 over at New England. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's not really. I was going to make that my lock of the week. I may have something else later on down the line. Yeah,
I'm looking at the rest of the schedule. I don't have a lock this week. I do not.
But I tell you what we do have next. We got the Bengals heading up to New York to take on the Jets, who, oh my gosh, I still can't believe how the Jets pulled it out. And in this one, the Bengals come in. The Bengals are coming in as 5-point favorites in New York. So, Flynn, so you see the Bengals bouncing back after last week's loss to Dallas?
I mean, first of all, I have a feeling where the two of you are going to go with this one. Look, the Bengals, it's going to be the Bengals' weakness going up against the Jets' strength. The Jets have an excellent defensive line. They got Quinn Williams, they got Carl Lawson, they got Jermaine Johnson. Let's see if Johnson's going to be able to play on Sunday. So, and this Jets team, I think, has a lot of different feels to it. I mean, Robert Saleh absolutely needed to win that game against the Browns to avoid a lot of criticisms about his job security. And I think you're starting to see the Jets. They're young talent on the roster. They have so much potential with that. Joe Douglas had a phenomenal offseason. He had a phenomenal draft. He had so much to go. But then again, credit Flacco for coming back against the Browns. Lou Anarumo is a much better defensive coordinator, defensive coach than what they have in Cleveland. So I really wanted to pick the Jets to win this game because the game was at MetLife Stadium, and Jets fans are fired up after that win against the Browns. I just think Joe Burrow is the better quarterback in this game, and I think that's going to make all the difference. I'll take the Bengals to win this game 24-21. I'll grab the 5 points with the Jets.
Grabbing the 5 with the Jets. Natalia, what do you say?
Yeah, this one was really tough. This could really go either way, but I definitely see a bounce back from Joe Burrow. T. Higgins, I think he'll get his act together, as well as Jamar Chase. Yeah, Breece Hall and Michael Carter, they're a nice 1A, 1B tandem right now that seems to work. I mean, I was thinking, if the Jets could beat the Ravens, they could beat the Bengals too, but I don't think they're going to get lucky twice. I think the 5-point spread is more than fair. Bengals are going to win this game by a mere 2 points, 24-22.
And get their first win of the season.
Ooh.
Yep. Bengals 24-22. I almost picked the Jets, and not quite.
I am so close with your score to tally. I am saying that the Bengals will bounce back. The Bengals will bounce back, but you said it was 24-22.
Yes.
My score is 24. My score is 24-23. Give it to the Bengals.
And I have 24-21.
Oh, we're all over the place. That's funny.
So,
we all have the 24s.
So those 5-point home might be a little suspicious there with all our scores here. We got we got to talk about right now the Las Vegas Raiders going into Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. The Raiders come in as 2-point favorites, Flynn.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans to. I'm taking the Titans to win this game outright. Give me the team. When in doubt, pick the team with the better head coach and the better defense. That's exactly what the Tennessee Titans possess in this game. The Raiders are offensive to the senses. Josh McDaniels can't coach his way out of a paper bag. The Raiders' offensive line is terrible and not exactly product of success when you're going up against Bud Dupree and company, even though Harold Landry's not there. And look, I know it's a short week for the Titans, but the coaching matters in this game, and that's going to lead the Titans to their first win. I'll take the Titans to win this game 21-17 over the Raiders.
All right, Natalie, how do you see this?
Yeah. Whoever wrote the spread for that game definitely needs to be fired. There's no way it's going to be a 2-point spread. No chance there's absolutely no chance the Raiders are going to win this. Actually, you know what? Whatever. I'm making this my lock of the week. Just give me the Titans.
Yeah, just give
30 to 18.
30 to 18. So Natalie is locking up the Titans for this week. And
now I have one. I got that out of the way.
This was going to be. There you go.
I forgot why not. Because that spread was too generous, so I had to do it. That spread is way off. Whoever wrote that has to be fired.
Bless you.
Ooh. I don't know where that come from. I guess sneezing from all that stench, of those Raiders going into Tennessee. Last week, I was kind of disappointed in my man King Henry. He was only held to 25 rushing yards. 25 rushing yards for Derrick Henry. But I can see him bouncing back a little bit this week. I got the Tennessee Titans with a big comeback with Derrick Henry, 23-16 over the Las Vegas Raiders. And so that does it for.
We have one more 1:00 game.
Oh yes, a very interesting another NFC East matchup. The Filthy Philadelphia Chickens taking on the Washington Cobra Commanders. And we have the Eagles coming in at 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
So, do you hear three? Do I hear 3-0 for the Eagles?
Yeah, I had it when the spread came out because it's another division game. I think which is going to come down to the wire. I think this game is going to be similar to the game the Eagles played 2 weeks ago against the Lions. That the Lions have a lot of resilience offensively. That this team is not going to quit under Ron Rivera. Carson Wentz has rejuvenated himself in a way that we never thought would happen. But in a related story, he did just that. And look, the Eagles played a lot of prevent defense against the Lions, but I think they're gonna do some of that against Washington. Look, Philly's gonna be one of the best teams in the NFC this season because of the way they were constructed and the way the Eagles planned the offseason with Howie Roseman, who is one of the best in the business. I'll take the Eagles. I have them winning this game by a score of 31-28. But here's the thing: I have that game going into overtime.
Ooh. Oh. All right, Natalie, what do you think about this? Another close matchup or something else?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. We got the team that I predicted would be in first place versus the team that I predicted would be in last place in their respective divisions. Yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one, but considering I think they're going to split the series, I'm actually going to give the advantage to Washington here. They're home. They're rejuvenated. They'll split the series. I think the spread here is very fair. However, I'm giving it to the underdog. There's got to be a split here. Bye-bye, Eagles. Your streak is over. Give me Washington 26-20.
Oh, get that upset special graphic up to it's another one.
That's an upset. It is an upset.
I think that does qualify. I think that does qualify.
Yep.
That qualifies. Okay, I'll take that.
All right, that's an interesting pick. All right, Tim. So who are you gonna agree with, me or Natalie? It sounds like Tim needs to turn on his microphone.
There he is.
Well, the thing is because of my laptop. The thing is moving so slow. Actually, I am going to take. I'm going to take the Eagles on the road. I mean, they got a lot of mojo going, but this is going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. I believe that Washington will cover that spread, but I take the Eagles outright by a score of 30-27.
Very close to my score of 31-28.
Yeah, very, very close indeed. So now we can go into the late afternoon games here, starting in Los Angeles, where Los Angeles will be welcoming the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Chargers have 7-point advantage. So, Flynn, what do you see?
Upset special. I think the Jags go on the road and knock out the Chargers. Yes, because you don't know what Justin Herbert's going to be after the rib injury. Look, he's going to play on Sunday. But this Jacksonville front seven, I think they're going to be going after the quarterback the entire night. And while the offensive line did get better from last year, I still think they have some improvement. So, but I think Trevor Lawrence to Christian Kirk is going to light up, and I think this is going to be the day where people realize Trevor Lawrence is for real. The Jaguars are different; they're here to stay. I'll take the Jaguars in an upset special. They win this game 28-23. All right, Natalie.
This one could actually go either way. Yeah, despite Herbert's injury, I think he's going to be just fine. I think that, as far as I know, Keenan Allen is possibly on his way back. I think he's going to be the difference maker here if he does wind up suiting up. There'll be a fresh body on the field, and yeah, the Chargers have the home field advantage. So I think it's going to be. I see the 7-point spread right on the nose. Give me Chargers 27-20.
All right.
Wow. This is after what I've seen, what I saw last week and then the week before. This game is kind of a little difficult to bear here. I mean, even though the Chargers have the 7-point favorites there. I think, like Callie said, I think Justin Herbert will be okay. He'll be all right. I see this. I'm just gonna throw out a score here. This is just off the top of my head. Jacksonville will make it very interesting. In the end, I'll say Chargers win by a score of 26-24.
Interesting. Only by 2. Interesting.
Now let's go to the desert, Arizona, where the Los Angeles Rams will be heading there to take on the Cardinals, with the Rams as 3.5-point favorites.
Upset special again, Tim. Upset special again. I think the Cardinals are going to win this game.
Let me get that up here.
And look, this is more to do about the Rams than it is about the Cardinals. I mean, the Rams got slaughtered on national TV to start the season, and they barely beat the Falcons last week. That's kind of a big problem. That their offensive line's a mess. Their special teams have been atrocious so far, and their defense isn't particularly multi-dimensional like it was the last couple of years with Von Miller in the fold protecting Aaron Donald. Teams can now double up Aaron Donald at their will, and it's going to make someone else in that front seven make plays, and they were exposed by the Falcons. So look, this is a game the Cardinals need to win. On the heels of that overtime win against the Raiders. I think the momentum carries over into this week. I'll take the Cardinals in an upset. They win 27-24 over the Rams.
Oh, Natalia, do you see it that way?
I mean, this one could actually go either way. This one's really tough. But yeah, I think Kyler Murray really needs to have a bounce back game. But right now, Matthew Stafford's the better quarterback. So this one's actually kind of hard to say. The Cardinals are missing Hopkins, so that's kind of hurting them a bit. This one's a yucky one. I think I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna give the advantage to the home team here. I think the Cardinals they'll be rejuvenated at home. They're gonna get a fresh start, but I think it's gonna be a fairly low scoring game. Battle of the defenses. Give me the Cardinals. Let's actually, I'm going to make this. Why not? Let's win it. Let's do overtime. 23-20. Let's win it.
Upset special for Natalie.
That's another one right there. Holy mackerel, can't believe this. Well, I can't really pick against the Rams. I believe the Rams will have a bounce back week. They still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have one of the best receivers in the league. I'd say they have a good bounce back game, even though Arizona is going to make it very interesting for them. I actually believe the Cardinals will. That might just cover the spread. I got the Rams coming back in the Cup running for over 26-23 over the Cardinals. So now we go down to Seattle, where once it was the Legion of Boom, now it seems like the Legion of Gloom. And they're going to be welcoming, holy cow, the Atlanta Falcons. You got the Falcons and the Seahawks up in the Pacific Northwest with the Seahawks 2-point favorites, Flynn.
Yeah, this was one of the toughest games of the week for me to pick. But when in doubt, pick the team with a better head coach and a better quarterback. I'm taking Arthur Smith and Marcus Mariota over Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, and I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, the Seahawks already had their Super Bowl. They were exposed for who they are against the 49ers. The Falcons have better coaching, and Jamal Adams is out for the season because of injury. The Seahawks defense is terrible. The Falcons offense actually has put up more than 25 points each of the last 2 weeks. I've got the Falcons in an upset special. I got them winning 30-24 over the Seahawks.
Oh, goodness.
3 in a row.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, for me, this one's actually a really tough one. Yeah, both teams are really bad right now. This is going to be a very low-scoring game. I think it's going to come down to which team has the final possession. And yeah, actually, I can't believe I'm doing this. I got the Falcons too, 17-14.
Oh, we're sharing a brain tonight.
I just can't do it. The Seahawks are a mess right now. I think the Falcons are just a hair more. I think they're going to get the final possession, kick the game-winning field goal, and that'll be it. They'll win off the foot of Young Huku.
We're both going bold this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I know Atlanta for one thing, well, actually two things. Either they're losing or totally choking. Now, Seattle is not as good as they used to be, but I think they're better than Atlanta. I'm going with the home team. I'm going with Seattle. Take this one. I'm going to say let's see. I was going to say 24-13, but I think we're going to make it just a little bit closer. Give me another, maybe 2 field goals after that for Atlanta. I don't know. I'm just saying Seattle 24, Atlanta 19.
All right.
I guess I just got that one off the top of my head here. Now we go to one of probably the best game of the 4 p.m. Eastern games around that time. This starting at 4:25. This is what Chris Berman used to call the old Bay of Pigs matchup. We have the matchup once again. We've got the Green Bay Packers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Once again, we've got that bad man versus the GOAT. And in this particular matchup, Tampa Bay is picked by 2. So in this matchup of Titans, Flynn, no pun intended. Flynn, who you got?
Yeah, this is such a terrible matchup for Christian Watson, Randall Cobb, and the rest of the Packers wide receivers going up against that Tampa defense, and as much as Tampa's been more, I would say, offensively challenged the last couple of weeks, that they seriously are in the Super Bowl conversation because they've been the best defense in football the first 2 weeks, bar none. So it's been incredible to watch. Todd Bowles has done a really nice job coaching this team up, transitioning well from being defensive coordinator to being head coach. He deserved a second chance after the Jets never gave him the requisite resources to succeed at the Meadowlands. This was a game where I had Tampa winning preseason when we went through all the schedules. So give me Tampa to win and cover. They win 16-10 over the Packers.
All right, Natalie.
This one is actually a really tough one for me because right now their top receiver, like one of their top receivers, at least Mike Evans, he's facing a suspension. Godwin is still questionable, and there might be somebody else who's out that I can't recall. So yeah, they don't really have any reliable receivers right now. So right now my pick is under the contingency of the injury reports, but. Because as of right now, I'm leaning one way, but I might change it later on. That's the thing. It's like one of those games where you might change your mind the day before the game, that type of thing. I'm sure you guys have had that before.
Yeah.
You guys have experienced stuff like that, right? You decide you're leaning one way, but then you want to change it the day before. Yeah. This is one of those days. But as of right now, going on paper. Everybody who's on the roster, as of right now, I'm saying the Bucks, but I might end up changing it later. I'll update you guys. But as of right now, I will say the Bucks 27-24. But if I don't say anything further, then that will stand.
So you're picking Tampa?
For now.
Yeah.
Under the contingency of the injury reports and whatnot. That's like one of those games where I can swing one way and go the other way later.
Well, based on what Vitaly just said, I'm taking the Bucks at home right now. It's going to be a close game. Tampa Bay will cover the spread, but not by much. I only got them winning by a field goal. Could be within the last 5 minutes of the game. That bad is going to make it interesting, but I got Tampa Bay winning at the end by a score of 30-27. And,
so you're seeing a different way with. I mean, in terms of how the game is going to go.
Yeah, I see it differently. In fact, if they carry that game in my area, I wouldn't mind watching it. So let's we got to bring the tally back because we're coming up. We've got 2 more games to come up. First, Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Check your local listings. It is the San Francisco 49ers going into Mile High against the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. And this is the closest spread of the week. Just 1 point advantage for the Panthers, who will be starting Jimmy G. So, what do you see? What do you see on this one, Flynn?
Yeah, this game could go either way too, but because Jimmy Garoppolo is back, which I think makes the 49ers a better team because you have an adult in the room as a quarterback who all he does is win football games. But I think the Broncos are going to win this game because while the rosters are similar, I still think Russell Wilson has the quarterback advantage in this game. So I'll take the Broncos. That they improve to 2-1 and win this game 23-22.
Ooh, close one there, Natalie.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. Yeah, I initially had the 49ers in the Super Bowl. This either puts them closer or it just took a serious blow. Ugh.
Well, I mean, they signed Jimmy G for that very reason.
Mm-hmm.
If he couldn't go.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's a tough one. As much as I want to take Denver, I think San Francisco has the slightly better offense, which I think will be enough to get past their defense. So give me the 49ers. Actually, yeah, why not? I'm actually gonna take the points. I think it'll be a mere 1 point game, 25-24, but in favor of. Oh, never mind. I think it's right on the money. 25-24 in favor of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I must be seeing this game a totally different way than anybody else is.
Well, you're the tiebreaker,
I'm
Tim.
going
So
to
let's
say
see.
Russell Wilson. I say Russell Wilson is probably going to have a really good game this week. I mean, I once said Russell Wilson was the most underrated quarterback in the league, and I got a feeling he's going to show up this game. Never really trusted Jimmy G, well, except for the time when he filled in for Tom Brady in New England, but that was a totally different time and a place. So this may sound crazy for you, and I know this may sound crazy for me, but I'm locking up the Broncos here.
Lock of the week.
I'm locking up the Broncos for my lock of the week. I'm going to take the Broncos by a score of 33-27.
I'm the lone wolf on this one.
So
yeah, I didn't think that way either. So the tally and Tim so far have been different on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. The two of you.
Oh, jeez. What about between you and me?
I think 3. Anyway.
Final the Bills obviously one of them.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, comes the Monday night matchup, which is going to be very, very interesting for the 3 guys that you see right here. It is, of course, the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Football Giants. And I believe, I don't think we've seen him so far this season. I wonder if Stephen A. Flynn is around here. Actually, before we let Stephen A. Flynn out of his cage, let me go ahead and tell you that the Cowboys are 2.5. The Giants are actually 2.5 point favorites over the Cowboys. So I'll tell you what. Now, I'm going to go first since I'm representing the visiting team.
All right.
Sure.
All right. So the Cowboys get a comeback win at the buzzer last week against the Bengals. Cooper Rush is now 2-0 as a starter. Michael Gallup is still injured. Don't know when he'll be back. Dak is still out. Micah Parsons doing his thing again. 2 more sacks last week. It gives him, wow, that gives him what? I don't know how many more sacks in like the first 18 or 19 games, he leads all defensemen in sacks. I mean, this guy, I think he is about to upgrade from Defensive Rookie of the Year to Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, if Michael Parsons still plays on that level. Zeke, I don't know what's wrong. I mean, they said they were going to commit to the run. I mean, what are they thinking? It's almost like reverse psychology they're doing here. And it just boggles my mind when they keep saying they're going to try to run the ball, but they want to keep passing it. And we got the New York Giants, who 2-0. Like I said, who would have thought that could happen? Seems like they're getting into their stride here. However, I do not bet against my boys unless I really am forced to. And I ain't going to this week. I'm taking the Cowboys. I say the Cowboys will cover the spread, even though it won't be my bunch, but the Cowboys will go into New York and take down those Giants by a score of 28-24, giving the Giants the first loss of the year. And
it's nothing special for you.
Well, why not? Why not? Let's just go ahead and sound it off again. All right, so that's my side of the issue. And now let's hear the of course, I'm at a disadvantage because there's two of you and only one of me. So, Flynn, we'll just start with you.
I think the Cowboys deserve so much credit for finding a way to beat the Bengals. Listen, the Cowboys won this game because they maximized the offensive line of the Bengals, which is atrocious. But the thing that's going to worry the Cowboys in this game is Michael Parsons trying to go up against Andrew Thomas, and Andrew Thomas. Well, with all the smack I've given him, has become the best left tackle in the NFL. He has been the linchpin to the Giants' success this season. So the mistakes are down. They're running the football effectively when they have to, and picking up key first downs and keeping the offense on the field. They had so many problems with that under Joe Judge, Jason Garrett, and Freddie Kitchens last year. This is a different team because the coaching massive upgrade. Wink Martindale has done a phenomenal job with the Giants defensively. He's used Xavier McKinney in a lot of different areas. And then when Leonard Williams went down to injury, so he had his team flex around a little bit and just be versatile. I think the Giants got an absolute steal with Wink Martindale. And of course, how can we not shower some love for my guy Brian Dable? He is God in New York right now. I mean, he's completely changed the culture. He's completely changed the attitude, and so I'm gonna take the team with the better coach and the better and the more confident offensive line situation. So I'll take the Giants to win and cover. They go to 3-0, and they'll win this game 20-17 over the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Natalie. Yeah, these are your boys.
Yeah. This is actually good. This is going to be a very close game. And statistically, the Giants are bad on Monday Night Football, but this is a completely different Giants team. Yeah, like Flynn said, they have great coaches. I also want to give a shout out to a couple that he didn't mention yet. Mike Kafka, he's done a very good job with the offense.
Yeah, he did a great job in the second half of the Tennessee game. Yeah, he got Saquon Barkley involved, and he had the half of a lifetime.
And what's that guy's name? Thomas McGaughey. He's done a great job with the special teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Brightwell, he's been pretty solid as a returner. And I think, as far as I know, Kayvon Thibodeau is on track to making his debut, as far as I know.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun watching Kayvon Thibodeau. He's going to be a god with the Giants. I'm so excited for him.
Yeah, and I think Azeez Ujulari might be back too.
Yes, and needed because I don't think Leonard Williams is going to be available on Monday night.
So yeah, assuming those two play, that's a huge boost for the Giants defense. Yeah, so the Giants defense is very grossly underrated this season. I mean, not enough underrated to where you want to draft the defense. I'm not suggesting to draft them by any means, but they do look really good. And Barkley's having a nice bounce back. Even if Dak Prescott was playing, this wouldn't have much of a bearing on my selection. Right now, the better team. I gotta go with the team that's doing better right now, and that's the New York Football Giants. Big Blue. Our scoring prediction is pretty similar. I think you had a 3-point differential, right?
Yeah, I had 20-17, correct.
Yeah, mine is very similar. 3-point differential, 24-21.
Oh,
Giants get the monkey off their back of history of bad Monday night games.
yeah, good. There's been a long history of, all primetime games in general with the Cowboys and the Giants, but this looks like it's going to be another one here, so we'll just have to see what happens right there.
And the Giants are currently scheduled to have 2 national broadcast games this year. Both are against the Cowboys.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, because remember you have the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, that's right. Thanksgiving
Oh,
one of
yes,
them.
Turkey Day. But the Giants will be in Dallas at the time, so we'll just see.
Yeah, and assuming Dak is going to be back by then.
Should be. But, I'm not saying that I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but he should be back in time for
Yeah,
that
week. I think it's week 4 or 5, from what I saw.
Yeah, 4 or 5 when Dak should come back. But anyway, I'm about ready to wrap this thing up, put a bow on this package, and get ready for week 3. So y'all don't forget. I should always say this at the beginning of our shows, and I keep forgetting. While we make our picks, we want you to make your picks. Why don't you make your own picks and put them down in the comment section below, and we'll check everything out. And of course, down in the description area, you got those 3 links where you can get John Natale with Hooked on Sports. So I'll just make sure you do
mean
that.
Flynn, not me.
Oh, it's Flynn. Yeah. I get so confused because both of these guys share the first name. So it's John Flynn with Hooked on Sports, and I guess John Natale is just Hooked.
that works.
All right. Well, anyway, Flynn, Natalia, thank you guys for joining me. It looks like it's going to be a great week. So,
I mean, in terms of not only our fantasy matchup, because not just because I'm going up against Natalia, but there's going to be a lot of pulsating games. It's going to be an intense week. Oh, I mean, because you have teams that are 0-2. You have one game that features winless teams with the Raiders and the Titans. The winner of that game will get their first win, while the loser will go to 0-3 and basically see their playoff hopes shrink to basically none, with given how loaded the AFC is. But you got a lot of teams that are 1-1 that are going to be facing off, and of course, 6 teams are still unbeaten. We look at the Bills, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Giants. The Giants are 2-0. I can't believe that.
First time since 2016.
Yeah, and the Buccaneers are also 2-0. So it's going to be another incredible week in the National Football League this week.
Yeah. So, Flynn, when was the last time Giants were 3-0?
Wow.
Was that the same year?
No, it was no. That year. Remember they had that game against Washington. They were up 21-6 and they blew it. Yeah, but the last time the Giants started 3-0 was in 2008.
Ooh.
2008 was so fun until Plexico Burress shot himself in the foot. I mean, the Giants were going to repeat as Super Bowl champions that year until Plexico Burress got hurt. And it still blows my mind that this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting week 3, not only for the NFL, but for our fantasy league, because Natalie and Flynn are matching up against each other, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. Hope you guys enjoy the games starting Thursday night with the Steelers and the Browns, and ending Monday night with the Cowboys and Giants and everything in between. Y'all check us out. Hope you'll check us out next week. We'll be back. We'll be back around next week right here. So y'all be sure to catch John Flynn Hooked on Sports. And we'll see everybody hopefully next week. So for John Flynn, for John Natale, and on behalf of our beloved technical director, who, well, now it is official. She does live on the East Coast. 12 It's 12:05 now on the East Coast. So now we can officially say happy birthday to our lovely technical director, Irene Neighbor. Irene, we love you. Mwah! So hopefully you'll have a great day, Irene. Get some sleep, because I know you're probably going to have a big party somewhere. So happy birthday, Irene, and all of you. We will check you out next week right here on Fantasy Football Fever. For John Flynn, for John Natale, I'm Tim McClellan. Thanks for joining us. God bless you, and as always, be a good sport. See ya.